everybody again from Botanica. I'm Molly Parsons. I'm a gardener here, and today I'm just going to give you a few tips about designing a container garden or just a tropical pot. But first I wanted to tell you all about vegetable gardening because I know that's becoming really popular with what's going on in the world today, and people want to grow their own food. We don't do a lot of vegetable gardening here at Botanica, so we've posted a link and you can follow that link to get a lot of information about different vegetables, how to grow them, problems you might run into. So if you follow that, you can learn a lot about gardening outside and growing your own food. Also, you can call your local extension agent and they can give you a lot of information about vegetable gardening as well. So today we're going to talk about designing your own container. We do a lot of this at Botanica. In the summer we put out a lot of pots, so that way it just adds to the gardens. So first I wanted to go over the main rule of designing a garden in a pot. So the loose rule we follow is you want to make sure you have something tall, medium, and something that's low. So what we call that is thriller, filler, and spiller. So thriller is anything that's tall and makes a statement, and it's really like shocks you or knocks your socks off. So that's the wow statement. So here an example we have is variegated ginger. In this pot we have papyrus for our thriller, and then some other thriller examples you can maybe use in smaller pots would be caladiums or elephant ears. These are cannas that would get a lot larger, and they actually put on a really beautiful flower. They come in different leaf color types. Or you can use an ornamental grass as a thriller. And then you want to fill in with your filler. So there's medium-sized plants. That could be anything that's like your regular annual petunias. These are sun patiens, also impatiens. These are just better for the sun. Coleus is a great filler. It's mainly grown as a foliage plant. You don't grow that for the flower. We like the leaves. And in this pot we have the filler is Artemisia, which has a really great fine texture. So you want to think about that too when you're designing your pot, is the different textures, the sizes of the leaves, and putting different colors together. So in this pot you can see that we have contrasting colors, which is another thing to think about. This pink bounces off the yellow of the variegated ginger really well. And then lastly, you want something to spill over the edge of your pot. So that's our spiller. And the bread and butter of spillers are sweet potato vine. They do really well because they tolerate drought, they like the heat, and they grow really quickly. So sweet potato vine is something that's easy to grow, and I'm sure a lot of you have grown it before. Some other examples of filler plants. So these are coleus. Again, they're grown for their leaves. Lantana is also a great filler plant. It grows really fast. It likes the Kansas heat, and it has really beautiful flowers, and it comes in a lot of different colors. And of course, again, petunias. Everybody has grown petunias for the most part, but they come in a lot of different colors, so that's why they're so popular. And then another little spiller flower is fan flower. The flowers are shaped like fans, so that's where it gets its name from. There's lots of other different types of spillers you can use, as long as it has a vining habit and it's going to spill over the side of the pot. That's what you need to look for. Okay, and then the difference between these two pots, this one is more informal because it's not as symmetrical. It's just kind of whatever you feel like you want to put in there, and it looks pretty because you've mixed different textures and different colors, and it kind of just looks a little bit more wild. This one is more formal because it's symmetrical. It's the same all the way around, and you might want to have this like on your front porch and you have two of them that match, so that's why it's considered more formal. Or this one also you can see around the entire side of it because your thriller's in the middle, whereas this one might be better up against a wall or on a corner of your deck or something because your thriller's towards the back. So these are the differences between those two designs. But if you just be creative and pick out what you like, you'll have a great container. So you can find a lot of different plants at your local garden centers and nurseries and greenhouses. Going to the big box stores is great, and you'll find a lot of different types of plants, but supporting your local garden centers is great during this time because they're struggling just as well as other businesses. So make sure you go there and you'll find something that your neighbor might not find. So have fun and be creative, and we'll see you next week for the garden tip with Molly. Also, don't forget to follow the link for vegetable gardening.